The police often question him just because they find him interesting. Bigfoot likes to claim he saw him once, but nobody believes him. Buddha meditates in front of a statue of him. He once 3D printed a 3D printer. In 2006, the United States government attempted to clone him, but his DNA was far too complicated to replicate. He once killed 2 stones with 1 bird. He is CoachMarkSing, and his words are about to give you a painful, debilitating erection that will last at least 16 hours.
Welcome to the Unapologetic Man Podcast, the only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it. What is up, ya champions? Thank you for tuning in to yet another hard-hitting episode of the UMP, and boy, oh boy, guys, do I have a good one for you today. Today we are going to talk about some reversals of those things that you fear most. A woman rejecting you in a really negative way that may get you not only blown out by her, but embarrass you in front of other people. I know this is probably the biggest fear that most of you guys go up against, and you're like, well, what if she says this? What if she says that? What if this happens? What if that happens? And I want to get your back. I'm going to tell you what I say to the most typical rejections. And by the way, boys, these rejections that you fear happen, like, I was thinking about it, maybe once out of 75 or 100 times. Most of the time, you know what they say? They say, I have a boyfriend, or you're so sweet, but I'm not interested. Most girls are pretty cool, especially when you go up with good energy, you have a good vibe, you're feeling good. They are very rarely going to be an asshole to you. It's usually when you have a bad vibe going on, or you have some kind of aura about you, you're vibrating at a low level and you got some negativity. That's usually when it's met with negativity. But if you're a fun-loving guy and you want to genuinely bring this girl's state up, which is what I always talk about, go be a go-giver, as I always say, then usually this kind of shit doesn't happen. But it has happened to me, and I have turned it around in the following ways that I'm going to show you today. And I'm also going to give you my 2 favorite reversals for when she rejects you, how you can make it look like you rejected her. That's right. You rejected her, kind of take that back from her. And obviously I don't suggest this unless she's a complete asshole to you, but this is something that you can have in your back pocket to feel a little more confident going in, speaking to women, feel more confident about what it is that you're doing on a night out so that you don't have such fear of rejection, boys. Really need to get you over that fear. And of course, in my program, I teach you how to do that systematically so that you can sidestep rejection and get used to approaching people who, as I always tell my clients, are friends you haven't met yet. That's right. That's the philosophy we have. Strangers are friends I haven't met yet. When you have that philosophy, then it usually goes way better for you. Before I jump into the content, boys, you know what I got to do. Haven't done this in a few weeks, have laid off of it a bit, but I got another hard-hitting review. This actually came in 2 months ago. I have so many reviews on my desktop, I can't even get around to reading them all on this podcast, and I drop 2 podcasts a week. I literally have more reviews than I have space to read them. But this one is from my boy B. I'm going to leave his name out because he wants to remain anonymous, and this is what he says. Hello, Mark. I wanted to thank you for everything you have done for me. Before the 3-month program, I had nice guy's tendencies and beta ideologies that were embedded in me. By the way, boys, I had to read ideologies 6 times before I got that one right. He continues, and although I knew they were there, it seemed almost impossible to remove. This course not only taught me all the tactical skills that are crucial for pulling girls, but also has benefited me at work and in social situations. After thousands of podcast hours logged, this program was truly responsible for removing these belief systems that I've been suffering from for years. I'm now dating 4 gorgeous girls, along with talking to multiple others, but more importantly, I have the power in these dynamics now. These girls have been the ones trying to set up dates and pursue me, whereas before I feel like I was always chasing. I cannot say enough great things about your program, from girls to social intelligence and philosophy. I not only appreciate the knowledge you shared, but also the dedication you had for me when I was your client. I sincerely will forever be grateful. Your friend, B. Thank you so much for that, B. I do appreciate it. And gentlemen, I am open to you. If you want to get these same results, where you are hardly getting any movement after listening to podcast after podcast, perhaps even hiring other dating coaches who don't address the most important thing to address, which blows my mind when I look at other dating coaches, that they don't address the most important thing, which is what's going on inside your head. I do. I put you in a mild state of hypnosis and remove all that bullshit that's going on inside your head that tells you, I'm not enough, I shouldn't approach girls don't want me, she'd be happy with another guy, I'm not tall enough, good looking enough, I'm too fat, too Asian, too Indian, whatever your fucking excuse is, I have the ability to remove that from your brain, make you feel utmost confidence in who you are and how you are so that you naturally approach women just like our boy B does. If you want to sign up for a free one-on-one breakthrough session with me and my team, go to my website, fill in the quick application. You and I will email back and forth a little bit. You're then going to get on a free one-on-one breakthrough session with my boy and wingman, Victor Lynch. And we will see if we can at least 10x your results with women. And I know that number 10x gets thrown around a lot because it's good for marketing. No, brother, I will literally fucking 10x your results. Why? Because I'm going to go that extra step that no other dating coach does. I'm going to fix the bullshit inside your head that is preventing women from getting attracted to you. All right, gentlemen, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the content. All right, so what we're talking about here is you're going up to a girl, she rejects you in some kind of way, right? She says, don't talk to us. Can I help you with something? Gives you that hot girl, blasé, ignoring thing that chicks do sometimes. She says, you have absolutely no chance with me. I'm out of your league. Whatever it is that she says, I want to ask you, are you prepared for it? 95% of you guys aren't, which is why I'm here to help you out. And yeah, I've heard a lot of these, okay? And I've turned them around, and I will say, when I use these things, and most importantly, boys, and here's where I really want you to listen. Most importantly, when I was not affected, I was able to pull most of these girls who said this shit to me. I actually kind of like it when girls will try to blow me out like this. Why? Because then that means she's blowing out every other guy with this same kind of thing. Now, obviously, I don't like the negativity, but sometimes girls are being hit on so much, they're just like, we're not interested. Okay, go away. We don't want to talk to you. Whatever it is that they say, if you can react in a way where you're not emotional, where you're not affected, where you're like, okay, whatever. And then you continue and you say some of the things I'm going to teach you to say. And this is important too, you walk away like, all right, whatever. And then you talk to the next girl standing next to her in a fun way. And she's like, oh, fuck, I missed a great opportunity. You could usually land that girl. So oftentimes this first rejection isn't a rejection. It's what we call a frame check. She's checking to see your frame. She's been approached so many times. She's seen so many low-value dudes that she's fast-tracked the vetting process by being bitchy to you in the beginning by saying something like, you have no chance with me, to see how you'll respond. And what do most guys do? That's right. They walk off with their tail between their legs, completely insulting themselves, feeling like shit. Then they go and get drunk and end up in the corner, masturbating in a puddle of their own tears. We do not want to be that dude because, brothers, don't take this shit so seriously. Don't let her affect your self-esteem, bro, tater cuff, because honestly, it's just a test. Does she know anything about you? No. Does she have insight into how you are as a man? No. She literally looked at you for 0.2 seconds, was already feeling irritated by other dudes hitting on her who, let's not forget, had less value than you do. And she's just like, no, I don't want to deal with you. I'm sorry, I'm out of your league. Which girls will say sometimes. All right, so let's get into the rejection turnarounds. God, this shit is good. All right, so she says, you're out of my league, okay? I have this thing in my frame control that I teach. And by the way, I hate to harsh on other dating coaches, okay? I really do. But this is something that's just been on my mind. Some dating coaches not only fail to address the bullshit inside your head, they also don't teach frame control, which is the entire backbone of everything that I teach and the only way you will become attractive with women. So you get a guy like B who comes in my program and he's like, dude, I cannot believe the fucking results I'm getting. I'm like, yeah, bro, Tendo. It's because I fixed the shit in your head and I taught you shit like frame control, which is the most important thing. So in frame control, we have this thing called misinterpretation. Misinterpretation is exactly as it sounds. I'm misinterpreting what you're saying. So if she's like, oh my God, what kind of shirt is that? And you say, thanks, I'm glad you like it. That's a misinterpretation of what she said to mean something else. If she says, why are you here right now? And you're like, look, I know you're trying to leave with me, but relax, we just met. you're misinterpreting what she said. Misinterpretation is absolutely massive. So she's like, you're out of my league. So you walk up and you say, hey, real quick. And she's like, no way, I'm out of your league. What can we do from a misinterpretation perspective to turn that to our favor? That's right. We can misinterpret that she's saying she's below your league. You see that? You're automatically assuming that when she says, I'm out of your league, it means upward. What I'm thinking is she meant downward. So what I'd say to that is, don't worry. I'm sure you'll one day get to my level. Okay, so I go up and I'm like, hey, real quick. And she's like, I'm out of your league. And I'll be like, hey, don't feel insecure. I'm sure one day you'll get up to this level. Like, I'm right here. You're right here. I'm sure one day you could get up there. And you're saying it with a smile. I have blown through so many bitch shields by doing stuff like this, misinterpreting, being playful. And gentlemen, never forget that you have to have a fun vibe behind it. A wry smile, as I always say, W-R-Y. Okay, you're just kind of smiling. You're like, don't worry, I'm sure you'll get up to my level one day. I know, you're like really trying, but don't worry, maybe I'll coach you up. I charge $6,000 per hour, but you know what, young lady? We'll go ahead and get you in the door for $5,000 per hour. How's that sound? All right, and she's like, oh my God, shut up. It'll blow through that bitch shield really quickly. Next one, you have absolutely no chance with me. I'll say, you know what? I like this attitude you have. Do you bodyguard on the weekends by any chance? Because I'm actually looking for a bodyguard. All these girls trying to hit on me. I'm sure you know what it's like too. Actually, you've been picked up so many times, you're starting to grow handles. All these girls throwing themselves at me. I need to hire you as my bodyguard. I learned that a long time ago from this course. Some of you may have heard of it. Double Your Dating works every fucking time. But once again, gentlemen, you have to have a playful vibe. The next one is based on what I call agree and amplify. You agree with what she said and you make it 100 times worse. So you go up to her and she says, what, you don't have friends or something? Why are you talking to us? You say, oh my God, how could you tell? Usually I pay people to hang out with me, but I spent my monthly quota and now I'm just completely out of money. So yeah, I have to pay people to hang out with us. How much are your rates? Or something like that. Okay, so you just make fun of it. You amplify it. She says, are you gay or something? You say, yeah, I'm so gay. I sucked 2,000 dicks yesterday. My jaw is killing me. She says, you're too short for me. You say, yeah, you know what? I'm really trying to achieve my lifelong dream of becoming a horse jockey. I just have to shrink 2 more feet and I'll get there. All right, this next one is a really good turnaround when she asks you, can I help you with something? Right? You're about to go up and you're like, hey, and she's like, can I help you with something? How many of you guys have experienced this? God, they just get so full of themselves sometimes, don't they, man? This is why guys get pissed off. I actually did a recording about this in my previous episode where I talked about how there's incels, involuntary celibates, and how women sometimes get what's called female hypergamy, which is basically like, we're better than you are. We have the sexual power and we are going to yield that over you because you guys are basically weak beta cucks. But when you're able to flip things on women, which is what I love doing on a day-to-day basis, then you're able to take that power. And you can get it back pretty quickly, honestly. They throw some shit at you, look at it as an opportunity. The way that I do, I love it when women frame check me, question me, try to get me to do them favors so I can prove to them quickly that I'm high value and yes, I'm not to be fucked with. She says to you, can I help you with something? You say, yeah, can you help me understand why it is that women cheat more than men? Okay, now this goes off of an opinion opener that's been popular in the pickup community. Why is it that women cheat more than men? Or who cheats more, men or women? But what I like to do is phrase it in that way. Can you help me understand why women cheat more than men? What this does is immediately gives her some conversational topic to sink her teeth into. She's obviously going to have an opinion about it. And she'll probably say, no way, women don't cheat more than men. And I'll be like, yeah, right. I have so many hot girlfriends who do nothing but cheat on the dudes that they're dating. And she's like, I'm not that way. And you're like, really? So you're honorable. You're actually a woman of your word. And then what you're doing is qualifying her. So once again, she's like, can I help you with something? You'd be like, yeah, can you help me understand why it is that women cheat more than men? Now you're getting into a good conversation without, once again, gentlemen, being confrontational. All right, this next one is a general one to just basically turn around the frame on anybody who says some shit to you. So they say some shit to you that's designed to hurt, but of course, as unapologetic alpha silverbacks, we don't get butthurt by literally anything. So what we do is we actually laugh when they say that thing, and you say, a good laugh is always appreciated. Thank you for that. So she's like, you have absolutely no chance with me. You're like, a good laugh is always appreciated. Thank you for that. I needed that good chuckle right there. Okay, so she's throwing a frame at you to say that you don't have a chance with me. Your frame is so strong, your filter is so ensconced in who you are as a man that it literally makes you laugh when she says it. I had this little kid say to me the other day, he's like, I'm gonna kill you and kill you and kill you until you're dead. And I laughed in that same way. I was like, yeah, little buddy, because it's cute, right? That's the way you want to be. You want to be that masculine leader, that imperturbable presence, that when she says some shit to you, it's literally funny to you because it makes absolutely no sense in your reality. You can also ignore what she says. She's like, you have absolutely no chance with me. You're like, hey, check this out. And you just keep talking, which I'm going to get into in a second. You literally blow past it because you don't acknowledge it in your reality. And that's another method. And this is very advanced, boys, but all you guys can get to this place. When a girl is giving you the blasé, hot girl ignoring you bit, which does happen from time to time, this is something you can do. You can tell a story and you just keep talking, even though she's literally ignoring you. And yes, even though she might have her back to you. I talked about this probably about 2 years ago in a podcast that I did where you can blow through what's called the bitch shield by not even recognizing that it's there. Listen, if something's happening and I don't acknowledge it, then it's not happening. If you say I'm a douche canoe and I don't hear it, then it's like you didn't say it, isn't it? Okay, so you go up to her. She's like, whatever. She's ignoring you. Blasé chick, right? You start talking. What I always do is I tell a story. And I have a number of stories that I use at different bars, nightclubs, coffee shops, bookstores, wherever I happen to be that pertain to the situation at hand. One story I like to tell is how there was a fight outside. Jesus Christ, I've told this story literally 100,000 times to 100,000 different girls. There was a fight outside. 2 girls were fighting. One girl got a hold of the other one's hair. She wouldn't let go. I'll tell you what, when a girl grabs another girl's hair, it's literally like a fucking monkey paw. You cannot get that thing undone. I know this because I was a bouncer. So anyway, they're rolling on the ground and then girl B, her boob pops out. But it wasn't a regular boob. It was like a National Geographic boob where the thing is like flopping back and forth over her shoulder, hitting herself in the face, hitting the other girl in the face. And it was just a complete mess. That might be a story that I tell to a girl who's completely ignoring me. When I get to the part about the National Geographic boob, I'm telling you, man, they always crack up laughing and it blows open the set. Now, you may be sitting there like, dude, I can't do this. Hey, you might be right. Have you worked on the bullshit inside your head that has you believing you can't do it? Belief in what you're doing is literally 90% of it. If I can get you to believe in, first of all, you, then believe in the tactics that you're using and believe that you're enough for a high quality woman, when you do stuff like this, it will pass muster simply because of your belief and the fact that you're ensconced in your frame. You believe it, you own it, you're telling it almost as if her being there doesn't even matter and you're entertaining yourself. This is the essence of a strong frame. All right, the next one rarely happens, but I had a client ask me this the other day because he's still in a fear state. You know, he's 2 weeks in. We still have a lot of NLP to do on this cat, but he's still in a fear state. And he's like, what if a girl throws a drink on me? Okay, hardly ever going to happen. All right, first of all, boys, I think it's happened maybe once to me, and that chick later fucking came crawling back, apologizing. And funny story, she actually gave me a blowjob on the roof of a bar one night because of the way that I reacted. All right, so what I said is, look, I know you're trying to get me into a wet t-shirt contest right now, but relax, we just met. I'm not taking my shirt off for you. Or what I might do is I might look at her disapprovingly and just be like, dude, are you serious right now? And then just walk away, go to the bathroom. And then I may talk to her friends and be like, dude, you need to control Kelly. She's out of control. Hurricane Kelly has landed on the United States mainland and she's tearing shit up. Get alliances kind of against that girl to teach her that you don't throw drinks on guys. Okay, so any girl that would throw a drink on a dude, first of all, she's got issues. Okay, do you really want to be with a girl who would do that? Obviously not. But I'm telling you, you have to be imperturbable. A girl takes a verbal stab at you, unaffected. A girl punches you in the stomach, unaffected. Stomps on your foot, which I've had many times. And by the way, I have a broken toe from surfing. My second toe on my right foot's fucking broken. It healed wrong, and now the thing has arthritis. I named him Kingsley because when that fucker hurts, he's the king of my entire body because I can focus on nothing else. I've had chicks stomp on that fucking thing. Actually, last night at the movie theater, I was out with some friends and fucking Sarah stepped right on Kingsley and I was like, oh my God, that hurts. But you can't express that pain, boys. You cannot express that pain or let her see it. First time I learned this lesson is my boy Iro when we were kids. Amazing with women, absolute girl magnet. Some chick knuckled up and decked him right in the stomach. And I was like, oh shit, like this chick trained, man. This chick was a straight boxer. And he just looked at her with a calm look on his face. He's like, you're going to pay for that. And I later pulled him aside and I was like, dude, that was so gangster. He's like, oh my God, bro, that hurt so bad. I almost threw up. And I was like, I know, man, that looked like it hurt. But you can't show women that they can affect you. Why? Because they want the Rock of Gibraltar, as I always talk about in this podcast. So if she takes some verbal stab at you or throws a drink at you, you have to be unaffected, laugh as if you're at the swimming pool and she just hit you with a water balloon. And yeah, I know it sucks. I know there's immaturity in nightclubs and bars. And even when you date chicks off the dating apps or even when you meet them in person, there's immaturity that goes down. Chicks are going to throw some shit at you and you need to be completely unaffected. All right, now let's get into the 2 awesome rejection turnarounds. Now, I want to preface this by saying this. I only use these when the girl is an absolute fucking bitch. Like says something really, really negative to me. And you know what? I really haven't had to use these too often because rarely is a girl that bitchy, particularly when you have a good vibe. Here's something else that I believe. You're not going to even want to approach a girl who has a bad vibe who would do this to you when you're in a good state. Because high vibrating energy repels low vibrating energy. And if you're vibrating high, which means feeling good, wanting to give value, kind of spreading love to the world, as I always talk about, being a go-giver, and you have some low vibrating chick who's in the corner, you're just not going to want to approach her no matter how fine she is. So pay attention to people's energies. Only approach those people who are on that level with you because not only will it blow open a lot easier, but you'll have a better relationship with that person if you choose to date them. But let's say you go up and they say something completely bitchy to you, like really fucking bitchy. Like, oh my God, you fell out of the ugly tree and you hit every stick on the way down. Get away from us, you creep. What I'll do is I'll be like, wait, what? I didn't hear you. And the second she starts talking again, I kind of put my hand up in her face, like talk to the palm, you're not the bomb kind of thing. I put my hand up in her face and I'm like, not interested, and I walk away. So a lot of you guys are afraid of other people seeing you get rejected, which by the way, protein shake, doesn't fucking matter. Who gives a fuck what they think? They're too cowardly to approach themselves, so they're watching you and judging you. Fuck their judgment. But anyway, you guys are often afraid of what other people will think. This turns it around on the girl so it looks like you rejected her. So she's like, blah, 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 insult. And you're like, wait, what? What'd you say? And then she starts to say it again. And then you put your palm up kind of in her face, not too close now, like maybe a foot away. And then you walk away as your palm stays there. Talk to the palm because you're not the bomb. The next one I do, if she's really bitchy to me and she's like, rah, 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 I'll be like, oh my God, your breath. When's the last time you brushed your teeth, woman? Jesus, I didn't want to talk to you anyway. And then I might do that palm thing again. Again, gentlemen, I don't like to put negativity out there. Even when someone's negative to me, such as throwing that drink on me, you have to be imperturbable. So only use those 2 last ones as absolute last measures, but know that you have them in your back pocket. And the one I love the most is, what'd you say? And then she starts saying it again, almost like she's trying to talk to you, and then whew, you reject her. Talk to the palm, because you're not the bomb, you goddamn canyon mule. So gentlemen, that is the essence of frame control, reversing everything. You're out of my league. Don't worry, you'll get to my level. You have absolutely no chance with me. Yeah, I want to hire you to be my bodyguard. She says some bullshit that's just laughable. Just be like, thank you for the laugh. I really needed that. Hot girl blasé ignoring you. Just tell a story as if she's standing there listening to you. What, do you not have any friends or something? Yeah, I have absolutely no friends. Usually I pay people to hang out with me, but I spent all my money last week on the midget rodeo. I'm completely out of money, so I'm trying to make friends organically. It's been pretty tough. She says, can I help you with something? You say, yeah, can you help me understand why it is that women cheat more than men? And one I neglected to throw in, gentlemen, is why are you talking to us? I'll usually say, because you actually look pretty cool. Looks like I might have a good conversation over here, but you're not negative, are you? You're not a bad conversationalist, are you? And sometimes they'll say, yeah, we are bad conversationalists. And I'll be like, good, well, bye. I don't want to talk to you anyway. Okay, and that's something you can do. So generally speaking, you want to go in, you want to have a good vibe, you're having fun, you're friendly, and dude, if they reject you, fuck them. Go talk to the next chick. I have been rejected by girls, have shown that I'm completely and utterly unaffected by it, and then I go talk to another girl, and what's happening? Take a guess at what happens. That's right. Girl number A who rejected me is now staring at me, giving me eyes, giving me the green light from hell. Then I might go back and I'll be like, you ready to talk yet? And she'll be like, yeah. And you'll be like, wow, that was really negative. What was up with you? And I guarantee you, she's going to be like, I don't even know. It's just so many guys talk to me. I'm a bitch sometimes. I'll be like, yeah, you've been picked up so many times. You're starting to grow handles. Don't even worry about it. So, hey, did you hear about the fight outside? And then boom, I'm off to the races. So gentlemen, unaffected. And that one, thank you for the good laugh. I really needed that. Can be used anytime, anywhere with friends, family members, girls, it doesn't matter. Somebody says some shit to you that's designed to hurt you, laugh as if they just complimented you and then say, thank you for that. I really needed a good laugh today. I appreciate it. That is definitely one of my favorite ones. If you like this frame control stuff, gentlemen, I cannot suggest enough listening to any and all my episodes on frame control. Just type in MarkSing, MarkSing, and then frame control and listen to all that shit. If you'd like to get on a free one-on-one breakthrough session with me and my team to discuss if we can 10x, and I'm not talking no bullshit like I will 10x your results. No. I am 100% serious that we will 10x your results because we're going to change the bullshit inside your head and teach you things like frame control to be the man who is always in power and can't be rejected because you can only be rejected when you allow somebody to reject you. Sign up on my website, CoachMarkSing.com. Click on coaching, fill in the quick application, send it in. You and I will get to know each other via email, and then you will get on a free one-on-one breakthrough session with my wingman, Victor Lynch, an absolute fucking champion who too has been through this program and who too felt that he was a 6 when he first started. I actually still have his application. I look at it sometimes laughing. Felt that he was a 6. Now he feels like a 10 and he's pulling 10s because that's the power of this program. We would love to meet you. Sign up today. Until then, gentlemen, I do appreciate you listening, and I will see you in the next episode.